Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Richard Jacques, and I'm the founder and CEO of Investerge. And today I'm joined by the lovely Jason Cannon, from the operating principal for Keller Williams in Bromley. And we're here to talk about the partnership that you may have seen online over the last couple of weeks. But firstly, I want Jason to talk a little bit about Keller Williams and their plans for the UK over the next couple of months. So over to you, Jason.
Thank you very much, Richard. Yes, lovely to sit down with you again. Keller Williams, where do I start? It's a big journey. Started in the States in 1983, and Keller Williams now is in 40 countries internationally. In the UK, we've been here a few years, and we operate out of 6 market centres. Okay. But crucially, for you guys and also for our customers, we've got agents all over the country. So a couple of hundred agents working from South Coast right up to Scotland. We've got market centres in 6 key locations. Okay. Big plans to invest that and expand, so 15 market centres by the end of next year plus. So great opportunities for business owners to start a market centre, but more importantly for me, and I know we've talked about this before, amazing opportunities for young guys and girls, graduates, retiring people, people that are currently agents, to start their own business. And that's what I'm really excited about, because we're giving them a great platform, fantastic training, and we're also giving them great relationships. People like, your business that you've set up, to really help agents. I was talking about it yesterday actually, and talking about income streams. Okay. Your typical agent, high street, online, hybrid, has one source of income. Keller Williams agents have 5 or 6 sources of income. One of those being a fantastic opportunity with you guys and your firm to get referral fees to just simply introduce somebody to your platform. So when our mutual friend said, come and have a chat with you about Keller Williams, about what we were doing, it was kind of, wow, I see this as a win-win for both our businesses. But more importantly, an opportunity for lots and lots of agents that don't want to get involved in perhaps investment, or they don't want to get involved in different parts of the business. They want to concentrate on their business, but at the same time, they've got a platform that they can plug into that's really easy to use, works really well. So Keller Williams, I've been involved since January of this year. I've been an agent for 37 years, quite a few years. And I can honestly say what I thought was good was probably just pretty average. And what I've learned at Keller Williams in the last 8 months is just mind-blowing. It's amazing, and I love having a team of people around me that I can help. I'm helping them. I'm part of their businesses. And what I wanted to do was come away from that sort of, the big boss, making lots of money for, him making lots of money or her making lots of money with all the agents underneath. What we do is we support the agents, we work for the agents, so they get these opportunities to work with you and to work with other great companies.
And how do you feel? There's been a lot in the news talking about employed and self-employed, and there's a massive rise in estate agents wanting to go over to the self-employed type of business model. Well, why do you think that is?
I think predominantly 2 reasons. One, people want flexibility. They want to be able to work part-time or a few hours, or do 2 or 3 sales a month, or they want to be able to work full-time but the hours that they want to work. So that's the first thing. And I think secondly, they don't want to be restricted to what they can earn. If they work in an employed model, they work for a boss, whether that's a high street, a hybrid, or an online agent, they're always going to have a ceiling of income, aren't they? What they can earn. What we give them is the opportunity to have that business for not a lot of money, a few £100 to start their business. And importantly, we don't just say, look, start your business, Richard, and off you go. We'll say, we'll sit down with you and find out what you need from us. What can we help you with? What are your goals? Do you have a goal? What did you do last year? What do you want to do this year? What's your goal in 5 years' time? Is there a big why? Is there a big goal
Yeah.
There isn't always.
And it's what we talked about at the start, which is, when we sat down, a couple of months ago in terms of talking about our potential relationship, it was all about, empowering people through great education, great opportunity, and also making sure that, they had the ability to lean on people should they need to, but had the ability to kind of roam free if they had the infrastructure and the opportunities in front of them to move the business forward. And, the great thing that I loved about the Keller Williams conversation was the focus very much on people.
Yeah.
And fundamentally, it starts with people, and as long as people feel empowered and feel that they've got a support network, they can go and achieve what they've always wanted to achieve, which is that financial freedom point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's the reason that we have things in common.
Yeah.
We're sort of very much people, and we like building relationships and growing our network around us. And I'm very much, I want to help. Whether they be 25-year-olds or 50-year-olds, it doesn't really matter the age. I want to help people be the best version of themselves. And Keller Williams allows me to do that, so that's my goal. Allows me to help them, raise their personal profile if they have these big goals or small goals, or they, in the model that they're currently working in. Most of the time, they're given a carrot. That's dangled in front of you. You've seen that, you know how it works. And they're just asked to do more and more hours. A lot of these people are on minimum wage. They can't get on the property ladder because they can't afford to get a mortgage. And a lot of them are coming out of the state agency because there is no reward. And they're expected to work 6-7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And then eventually they quit. They might be great agents, but they quit because you can't sustain that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've even seen in the early days of our partnership the conversations where people will drop us a text or ring us at 6-7 o'clock in the evening, and because we've got a very similar way of working, and we're passionate about property and we're passionate about people, we want to engage in those conversations, but it's not always in a convenient 9-to-5 business model where we close the doors at 5 o'clock and we're kind of not open for any further conversation. We're all about making sure people have the access at the time that's sensible for them, but ensuring that they, like I said earlier, can lean on each other to be able to progress their business forward.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about sort of the relationship that we've had. It's in reality it's a few weeks old, isn't it? We were talking about the number of deals that some Keller Williams people have done, which is fantastic. What would remind me of the numbers numbers of deals you've tied up this month?
So we've got, we're going to be likely to do over 30 deals this month. About 10% to 15% of that is Keller Williams. And that's from simple introductions. So that's from Mr. Jones wanting to buy an individual investment, didn't have the available stock via the on market, so Rightmove or Keller Williams specifically. And we just really took over that conversation, gave them a bit more education about the way to invest in property and gave them more opportunity that wasn't available to the local market. The great thing for the Keller Williams agents is that they've not really had to do a lot in terms of the further conversation, but they're already going to earn commission off the back of that. And the great thing about how the technology is going to evolve over the next couple of months is in the next 2 weeks the buyer's app will be launched, so Keller Williams agents will be able to see the whole process from start to finish, rather than kind of reliant on a human interaction, but always knowing that there is a person at the other end of the phone should they need to. Yeah,
I mean, I've used the online platform just referring an investor or a builder or someone that in my circle of people that have said, look, this is a no-brainer. It's such an easy thing to do. Give these guys your details via us. So there is we're not just passing details on to a random business. It's a business that we know and we trust, and say, look, this is what I want to invest in. I want to find this in the UK or this perhaps internationally, and then challenge them to go and find you something. And it literally is name, address, phone number, email, and then one of your guys gives them a call and says, hello, Jason. Absolutely. I've been referred. So it's just so easy, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's fantastic to hear that there's been so much success on Keller Williams in the last couple of months. And I know you've got massive ambition ambitions over the UK market in the next couple of months going forward. And for the benefit of the viewers, I think it'd be really good to talk a little bit more about Investerge and kind of what the marketplace is up to. Investerge is obviously been founded by me as the sole CEO. And the reason for the Investerge model was kind of some of the things that you talked about earlier on today, which is that agents wanted to get access to an investment market, but sometimes didn't have the time, the expertise, the money to be able to get involved with the market, and wanted to kind of have more of a referral process to be able to empower those investors to go and buy other properties. And on the other side of the coin, we had a lot of property brokers saying we could sell more property if we had more buyers. But the difficulty is with not a lot of technology and a lot of marketing, it required lots and lots of people to be involved in the process to kind of bring together relationships across the UK. So what we've created is a central marketplace, the right move of the investment world, which is all about bringing all of the UK property investments to a central location and making sure that investors can access those via a central dashboard. And there's three elements really to the marketplace. There's one for introducers like estate agents and mortgage advisors and IFAs, where they're able to refer investors to the marketplace, track the progress from search and sale via their own individual application, and any sales that then complete, they earn a referral fee from. Direct for investors who want to access property 24 hours a day, they can come and register with the Investerge platform. They'll be linked to a property concierge who will look after their requirements, match them to relevant properties we've got in the UK today or internationally. If we haven't got those opportunities, we'll certainly go and find them. We've got a massive network of property across the UK. And the third angle really is property brokers who may have properties today but necessarily don't have the buyers. We're allowing them to link in from the third space to be able to access a global reach of buyers to be able to sell those said investments. So it's a scalable model not only from a national perspective but an international perspective, but crossing over between residential and commercial. And certainly from the early conversations that we've had with Keller Williams introductions, is sometimes those investors haven't even considered the commercial space because they've got not a lot of information, not a lot of access to opportunity. But we start with the investor from understanding what they want strategically long term and then building a program from the start to achieve those long term goals. So similar to what you talked about earlier on today, which is trying to find what's the dream, how do we then create the dream, and how do we put the steps in place to be able to move that forward?
You say Rightmove, a platform for investment, so the go-to people.
Absolutely.
Is that a realistic dream, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, for me, what I've understood from the last 15 years of being involved in this market is, unlike traditional buyers who have got a central place to go, whether that's Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, investors have a very difficult way of trying to get access to investment properties. They have to register through lots of individuals. They have to try and find their properties via Rightmove and see if it's a good investment. And this go-to brand, whether it's a Rightmove or an Amazon type approach where we support smaller businesses to improve their scale, there's an absolute demand, not only nationally but globally, to have to go to one place to find national and international investments, but more importantly, get the education around those investments and the ongoing support, not only from searching and sourcing the property, but financing it, refurbishing it, letting it out, and then all the way through to the future sale from one strategic location, rather than having to have lots and lots of interactions with lots of different businesses.
For me also, it's about, the perception often is about, investment business. It's all a bit shady and a bit sort of underworld and, a bit dodgy maybe. The way you've set your business up, it's transparent and it's all about the customer rather than it's about the broker and what the broker can get out of the deal, which is why, I think, our sort of, we align in that respect.
100%. It's about making sure everything's transparent, everything is visible 24 hours a day, but having variety. I mean, the smallest investment we've got on the investment marketplace today is a £20,000 buy-to-let investment, and the most expensive investment we've got is a £1.5 billion commercial premises in a European city. So the scale of investments that we cover is huge, but the person who's investing at £20,000 is just as important as the person who's investing at £1.5 billion. And the fact that they've got a concierge team that surrounds every investor means that we do the right thing for the investor every time the interaction is moved forward, and making sure they actually deliver a return out of that investment. Thanks very much, Jason. Really, really great to have you on board, and really, really great to have a conversation with you today. And I look forward to the future in terms of the next couple of months of what we can achieve together.
Yeah, thank you very much.